live. Oh, look, they can hear me. Hey, look, we're here. Welcome to Cult EXP. We're a channel at +1 EXP. I'm Keegan EXE, the content necromancer and a cult leader here at +1.
And I'm Sarah, your stepdad and the other cult leader. +1 is a weird little brand that multi-classes in tabletop game design, beard and skincare alchemy, and the Bardic College of Content Creation. The dream and hope here at +1 is to help amazing designers find great players who love their games one day, I swear to fucking God, and help amazing players find great designers whose game they can love.
Today you're joining us for Character Study, a cult classic where we sit down with folks across the Ttrpg space to learn more about their characters in the systems they love and who they are out of game. Sarah, that's such a long sentence. We have to break that one up somehow.
Never!
We're taking audience questions, so feel free to chime in with questions as we move along. Our guest today is Nevyn, the award-winning game designer behind titles like Gun and Slinger, Dinocar, and Kitchen Nightmares. They claim to be your local dipshit cryptid and a big gay wizard, but we'll be the judge of that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Nobody ever acknowledges the art that is my Twitter bio, and I appreciate this.
He's half of Dinoberry Press, a game design duo who launched and is funding a Kickstarter for their new game. You're in Space and Everything's funded. Hi, Nevyn, you're here.
Hey, what's up? I don't have to do any of the hard work of introducing myself. That's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, that's why I was like, hey, send me an intro. And you were like, okay. And you sent me, one sec, I want to read the intro Nevyn sent me.
Wait, first. Did I actually send you? I don't remember you asking.
You did.
I did.
Use my
one sec,
bio
I'm going to read it because the intro you gave me was, Nevyn, designed award-winning GNS, now working on YISAEF, one half of Dinoberry Press. That was the intro I was given.
To be fair, I believe you did say it doesn't. I didn't need to do a lot of work for it, so
sure. Whatever.
Thanks for doing the heavy lifting, Keegan.
You could thank Sarah for that.
Thanks for doing the heavy lifting, Sarah.
You're welcome. Thank you for having a delightful Twitter bio.
Thank you so much.
Nevyn, you're here. We're on Character Study. We're doing
here.
a thing.
What's up?
I'm really excited to have you. Before we jump into it, I do want to ask you just a couple of general questions, because that's how it works. First of all, how did you get into DTRPGs? When did you start designing? What made you think you had the audacity? Really?
Well, many things make me think I have the audacity, as Keegan and Jam in chat can attest to. I got into TTRPGs like back in college. I had a group of local friends who were running a 3.5 game of D&D. So I started with the most problematic edition. Showed up, played the game for a bit, had a good time, fell out of love with the edition pretty quick. I played D&D for a while, then just like stopped playing because I stopped liking those people. Fast forward like 5 or 6 years, and I got into D&D again with some local friends. And then Zine Month happened. The first Zine Month happened, and it made me realize that indie games exist. I got a couple of things for that first Zine Month, and it really just like blew my mind. I will always point to Black Mass by Will Yobst as like the thing that got me into design, because it was so different than anything else that I had seen up until then. And it made me realize that, I can just do whatever the fuck I want when designing games. So I did.
I love that whether you're playing or designing or whatever, that I can do whatever I want, and how that immediately leads to greatness. Of just like, so let's make some weird little dudes. We'll put them in space. And hope for the best.
They'll be fucked.
Yeah. I would like to know, I specifically picked my cute little space kitty mug for this because they're kitties and they're in space. And they're very cute.
And they're about to get fucked.
They're about to get fucked! Talk to us a little bit about everything's in space and how fucked it is being. First of all, congratulations on funding. That's really exciting. Yay! If I had a soundboard, I'd make a little applause sound.
Yeah.
I just
shit, we're about to hit 29. That's awesome.
That's great.
So You're in Space and Everything's Fucked is my a terrifying tribute to sci-fi survival horror. It is a low to no prep TTRPG focused on being extremely difficult, as the two of you experienced last week. You die a lot. It's very video game inspired. Keegan, I can be mean next time we play.
I'll cry.
Doing a stream, so no, it's very video game inspired, specifically Dead Space and System Shock 2. Those are the main inspirations, but of course there's Alien and Aliens in there. It does a lot of stuff different than it's a popular genre. And I am always getting asked the question, why would I play this instead of Mothership? And the answer is it's different. It does things extremely different in the genre. It's playing with the genre in different ways and like leaning into different aspects of it. And it's funded now, which is awesome.
That's super great. To that note, though, that means we get to look forward to some stretch goals. Whoop, whoop. Yes. Are there any in there that you're just like super jazzed about? I mean, all of them, but
all of them.
We do like honestly. Favorites.
I'm extremely excited for all of them. So the stretch goal structure is all of the stretch goals are for an expansion zine, which will release later this year. When we get to 30K, we'll actually unlock the zine, which is called Found Transmissions, and it is a free expansion. It's going to release digitally for free, and people can buy print versions if they want. And it is going to, at the base level, include extra mechanics for monsters. I'm calling them, oh gosh, what was it? Qualities and quirks, which are basically like ways to make them stronger or weaker in a kind of balanced way. And also like really mix up the gameplay. Like one of them is that it just takes less damage. Another one is they don't have any eyes, so they hear using sound. Then there's also, there's a bunch more items, some specific new boss encounters, new set pieces. And the thing that I'm really excited for about the base level of Found Transmissions is I get to write a short story to include in the front of it. And I'm just excited. I like writing fiction. I don't get to do it a lot. So getting that unlocked and just getting to write like 6 or 8 pages of sci-fi horror bullshit is very exciting for me. Aside from that, every $2,000 after that, we've got 3 additional stretch goals. Prepare for Write-Off by Christian Sorrell, aka Meat Castle, which is basically you're working at a theme park and corporate decides to restructure it and get some tax write-offs. Mold Front by Reina is The Thing meets Lost Planet, which is across... I'm sure most people here know The Thing. Lost Planet is a bit of a deep cut, like Capcom sci-fi shooter with mechs. And then Escape from ICI 68D by Nim of Sandy Pug Games. I'm really, really excited for this one because she has pitched it as essentially you're one of the cocooned survivors of like an alien movie, and you wake up as a nuke is blasting towards the space station. So it's very exciting.
You didn't talk about the most important bit of this Kickstarter, which is obviously the +1 EXP branded beard balm.
Well, we were talking about stretch goals. We can talk about the beard balm if you want.
I saw from Reddit. One sec, where did it go?
Oh my god, I don't. This guy on Reddit.
And
I don't want to get too into this.
I don't fucking know.
I don't want to get too much into this, but
yeah.
Let's talk about the good side of things here. Is we are collaborating with +1 to do beard and lip balm.
So sick.
Pomegranate scented. It's called Pomegranate Gore, and I'm extremely excited for it.
Hell yeah.
I think it's great.
And a Redditor got mad about it.
A Redditor got big mad about it, but we don't have to talk about it.
You know don't know. I don't think I've ever heard an instance where a Redditor got mad about anything. So I think that
They're
this is
usually a very
full
calm
malarkey.
people.
They're normally very chill. They don't overreact. They don't jump to conclusions.
They don't call you a blatant commercialist.
Oh, wowie wow. Anyways, I'm really excited for some of those stretch goals as well. That sounds super sick. I
Yeah.
very much want to read your space horror little fiction bit. So everybody should go do the thing if they haven't done the thing, because it's a really fun game. And I mean, it's just very good. I do like.
Pretty good. I do like it.
Should we do the dang thing? Should we make a character? How are we feeling? Or are we kind of like over it?
Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna go take a nap.
Yeah, this has been 17
I think
minutes.
we're good.
I think we're good. We should call it.
Yeah, I don't really
call it a
like,
stream.
not to be rude or anything.
Yeah,
but I don't really
just
want to do it with Keegan. So
No, we have to.
You know what? That's
We are legally
very
obligated.
fair. That's very fair.
Let's make a character.
let's do it. So making a character in You're in Space and Everything's Fucked is incredibly simple because it is. Because I like simple character creation. I don't like a whole lot of fiddly bits. Do you have the doc? Do we need to pull up the doc? What's up? What are we doing?
We should probably pull up the doc.
Okay, well, I have the doc pulled up, but I'm not the one who's streaming.
Yeah, I'll pull it up in just a second.
Keegan's got us covered.
Excellent.
So where do we begin with character creation?
Well, the first thing that we do is decide a background. This is basically like a 1 or 2 word expression of like who they were or are leading up to the events of your game. I like to encourage it to encapsulate like their most recent role or like their job. So you'll get things like engineer, criminal, systems tech, athlete, superstar, VTuber, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. I think when I played, I went with
you were like
geneticist, medical
Yeah.
geneticist. That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
If we were
Keegan
making
was the soldier, I think.
yes, if we were making Nevyn and we were sending them into space, what do you think your background would be?
Well, we could either go artist, or we could go system administrator, which is my day job. One of these, I feel like, in a game of Spacefucked would be more useful.
Yeah, it's definitely the artist.
I don't know if we're trying to, metagame here.
I think whichever one, I would argue, given the format of the program, it would be whichever one resonates with you more.
Given the game that we're doing here, let's do system administrator.
System administrator makes sense.
It does.
Are you
But
trying
I
to
kinda
bully me, Keegan? See, when Keegan says anything I say makes sense, that's them trying to bully me. When Sarah says it, it's just being nice.
Recently, I said something about my computer, and you said, "This is Keegan. You're being a user," which I want to say is something I personally feel like a system administrator would say.
I did. In fact, I said, Keegan, your user is showing.
Oh no! Oh no!
I famously don't work in tech. I just want that on record.
On record. The thing I like about Keegan and I's dynamic, and Nevyn, you've captured it so perfectly, is we can say the exact same thing, the exact same words, and it comes across in 2 completely different ways. And if I were to attempt to bully, I don't think anyone would believe me. I think they'd be like, "Oh, you, what a funny little bit."
I feel like also some of the people in chat might not know that this is just how Keegan and I interact. This is just it. So that's our background, system administrator. Then we define a look. The look is basically like a short sentence of like just describing how your character looks, because that's important when you're painting a picture of the many ways that they'll be ripped apart. Just like I feel like this is just a nerd, business casual nerd.
Yeah,
I like this. So I want some follow-up questions. How long have you been in system administration?
I have worked in IT for maybe 15
Right.
years or something like that.
Wow, whoa. It's just do you enjoy the work? And what
I
about
do.
it do you enjoy?
I do like the work. It's puzzle solving. I like the puzzle solving. I like helping people out with their computers and stuff like that. I'm good at it too, is the thing. I recently, maybe like last year or the year before, got promoted to like a manager position. And
Congratulations.
thank you. I am very, very good at that. I'm very good at keeping things together and just doing the damn manager thing. Which fits because like one of the things that I really enjoy about tabletop game management and stuff like that is like the project management side of things when doing like a big project like this and things like that.
Mhm.
Like project management is something I really, really enjoy doing.
Right. That's awesome. So we have our background. We're a system administrator.
Mhm. We
We've
have
been
our
doing it for
look.
some time. We've got our
We have
look. Casual,
business
casual,
casual nerd.
business casual nerd. This is very good.
Then we pick our stats. We have 2 points to assign to tech or flesh. I feel like this one is obvious. I have 2 tech, 0 flesh.
No flesh at all, famously.
I that's what they say about Nevyn. No flesh on that one.
Here's
no
the
flesh
thing
on
about
that
it.
one.
No flesh on that one. But they do bring a skeleton to every party, and we are going to talk about the skeleton because this is one of my favorite things about you.
I do bring a skeleton to every stream.
For business nerd casual here, we do have the question loafers or converse, and I do feel like it's an important bit of
Converse.
Yeah.
Converse.
Mm-hmm.
Converse, please calm the fuck up. I wear boots. But if between the two, it would be Converse for sure.
I do like that. So we've got 2 tech, no flesh for our skeletons. Let's see. Oh, and then we go into the will and luck, correct?
Yeah, but everyone starts with the same amount there. 5 will, 2 luck.
So I have a question about will and luck. First of all, for those who haven't watched us play this game on stream and would already know what this is, what is will and luck?
So will and luck are essentially 2 pools of points that you can use in a game of You're in Space to succeed at things or to make things happen. Because the dice can be like so against you in this game, you can pull on these aspects and like spend those points to just make sure you successfully hit something or don't die. You can also spend them to like affect the map. You can make save rooms, save points. You can find things. It's a very, very useful pool to allow the struggler to have a little bit of say in drive things forward.
Awesome. So, and we just start with leveling up. Sorry, I'm going to ask a lot of technical questions.
That's good. Curious. That's fine.
When you're leveling, so you start out with the 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
You split them between tech flesh.
Mm-hmm.
We've done both 2 tech. As you level up, is it like you get 2 per level? What does that look like?
So I use a system similar to what I did in Gun and Slinger.
Okay.
So as you do stuff, you gain marks. You gain like a system of XP, and every I think it's every 5 marks that you gain that converts into an XP and like resets the count. And this is important because when you die, you lose any marks that you had, but keep your XP.
Okay.
So it can be very like I'm almost there. Like I'm almost at my mark amount to get some XP. I really need to not die so that I can level up. And it's basically you gain enough, you save up that XP or the marks. I think I'm getting the terms mixed up because I haven't looked at the doc in a while, but you save up the one that you keep and you spend that to increase certain aspects of your character at certain thresholds. So like if I want to increase my pool of will or luck, I have to spend 10 XP in order to get it.
Okay.
Whereas if I wanted to increase either of my stats, I spend 5.
Gotcha.
And I think you can spend it to find items or to like get new weapons. There's a few things that you can do with it, but it's relatively limited just because it's not meant for long running campaigns.
Right. That makes sense. All right. So we've got our stats assigned. Now we're gonna move on to our best friend.
Yes, we
in
get
the
to
whole
generate. We get to generate a weapon. Let me pull up a dice roller. So, as every survival horror video game, the protagonist has like their item, their thing that is theirs and theirs alone. Their like trademark weapon. And You're in Space has a system specifically for generating unique tools. So we're just going to go a column at a time here. So we got a 4 for the first one. That is a wide. And then we got a 2, a wide laser saw. It's
These are
called.
nuts.
I spent. This is like too many columns to roll, but you don't have to roll on this table much, so I think it's fine.
I think it's delightful.
It is a blast, honestly.
Yes.
See, it is called. See, I got a 1. So the grand.
Yeah, I love
the
that.
grand problem solver.
I love that it was like, hey, roll 11d6 real quick.
When the game is released, I have some digital generators that you can just hit a button and make it happen.
Honestly, I kind of loved when I played this going through this because it was like cobbling together just insanity. And so it was very rewarding when I was rolling to be like, which buck wild thing am I going to get next? So I didn't mind it. I thought it was a lot of fun.
See, it works, Keegan.
It works, Keegan. We
I
love
didn't say
it.
it didn't work. I said, wow, 11d6 is a lot of dice.
It is a lot of dice. How much is not a lot of dice in your mind, Keegan? Where does it cross over? When do you have some dice and then a lot of dice? You know what I mean?
Oh God. I think
Like a few is
I
3,
think,
right?
I think anything over 5 is a lot for me. If I'm having to be
Fair.
like, all right, let me see if I have this many in my box. It's a lot, which I'm not mad about. To be clear, I have a game where you roll 25d4 for something, so
That's pretty great. Okay, so I've got it. My tool of choice is a wide laser saw called the Grand Problem Solver Release Client 1. It's a piece of cobbled tech that slices and dices. It uses ammo clips and does 2 damage.
Oh, nice.
hell yeah.
I have to know, how long did it take to write these tables?
Like an hour.
Really? It just came.
This shit came together so quick.
That's wonderful. Because I think anytime I think about building a table, I go, oh no, I had one good idea and now I have to have 11d6 good ideas. Oh no, oh no, oh no.
I very much just like put this together like, okay, so what are the kinds of tools, right? Thinking about, again, my touchstones here are Dead Space and System Shock 2. Dead Space is a game where like every single weapon that you use is it's a piece of industrial equipment. So like what are the size ranges in this game? How big, how small, what kinds of things? What kinds of ammo am I picking up throughout both of these 2 games? How are these tools named? And honestly, the name table was the hardest one to put together. And that's just because like in video games, it's like, oh, this is the plasma cutter, or this is the laser orb. And because this is a game where I'm like really kind of leaning into my capitalism sure does fucking suck, huh? Mode of thinking, I was like, I want to name these in a way that they would be named in universe. so doing like a 4-part name for it seemed
think
to
it's
make
great.
the most sense. I don't want people at a table getting the same name for anything.
Well, and like the idea, the way that it's presented in the game doc, right, is like this is your best friend. This is your item. So if everybody's walking out of there with like a Pathfinder Mach 7, it makes it feel, but everybody's coming out with a different piece of junk that does two different kinds of things. I think that it diversifies gameplay in a really delightful way.
I also, when designing this table, I was also thinking like, what are the ways that this table can make consequences for people? Because I don't want the only consequence to ever be, I don't want the consequence to always just be like, oh, you're going to take damage now, or oh, you have to reload and use some of your ammo. So it's a piece of column is like really, really useful for kind of shaping that, because if it's a piece of fancy gadgetry or overrated garbage or unreliable shit, that opens up kind of different flavors of failures that you can use in play.
I really like that. The other thing that this table makes me think, though, like if I were my like day-to-day items, it's just so boring. Like my cell phone and my water bottle. Like it's just it's very fun to have something absolutely ridiculous. But I will advocate that one of the items be an RC car. I'm never going to give up on that.
I'll add it in found transmissions. So if y'all want an RC car in Spacefucked, give us a 30K. I just sent y'all a link to the digital generator. All the stuff that is there, like functions and works. We might make the page look a little better. We might add a couple more generators depending on how things shake out. I've got some fun stuff that I want to do with it, but
just because of the shape of my screen, when I show this off, all of my bars are like
out.
I literally can't. I don't think
you can't do control minus.
That works. That's better.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
It's because it's on a vertical screen, not a horizontal screen, so everything's squished sideways in.
Well, that's good to know that it does that.
Yeah, cool. We learned something new right now. Oh, shut up, user alert.
We're growing.
I'm gonna pull the stream over.
Don't make me turn this car around.
No, this is a great generator though. I like the unique tool generator. This real easy.
It's something that I realized. Like, I realized pretty early on that like having to stop and roll dice, there's a fun in it, but and it's I like that it gives a moment to just kind of chat about the game and kind of like reset after like an intense room. But also, if you're going or if you're streaming this game, right, you really need to be able to just click a button and get the next fucking thing that you need to do. So putting these together in Perchance was really easy. The hardest part was figuring out how to get it on our website.
Right. So the next part we move to, so we get our unique tool, but then there's also other items.
Yes. So the last part of character creation is actually rolling to do a search on the search table, which is the last table in the demo. And I have reworked this a little bit from how it is here. Really, what we're going to do is we're going to roll 2d6.
Nice.
Searches are now just a flat 2d6 to see how many hits we get. It's something I learned in all the playtesting was like, it doesn't really make sense to have to keep figuring out, is this a tech stat that I'm doing here? Is this a flash thing that I'm doing here? I feel like there's going to be plenty of situations where you can argue for advantages or disadvantages when doing searches, but just rolling a flat 2d6 to see what you get. I got a 6 and a 2. So I got 1 hit, which means I'm going to roll 2 more d6 to search in the 1 hit column. And I got a 10. So I start with an energy drink.
Oh, nice.
Excellent. Love to see it.
If we're ostensibly building you as a character in this game, what energy drink do you have on you?
This is, if it's an energy drink, it is probably a Monster Mean Bean, the like
Hell
coffee
yeah,
one.
the coffee one.
Yeah, so this is a Monster Mean Bean.
Uh.
I've got one use, and it gives me 1d6 on the next check I do that requires intense
Oh,
focus
nice.
or speed.
I love
Man,
Monster Mean Bean. Both
I wish-
coffee ones are so much better than they need to be.
It's fucked up how good. It's wrong how, because it's not like, oh, it's tasty for a monster. It's like, no,
It's fucking
this
good.
is this is good. Whereas like there's the stuff that is just like tasty for a monster is like they do the like fruit juice ones. It's
So
like
I
it's
can't.
acceptable.
I love monsters, so I'm like, they're all good, right? But like
They're not though.
They're not. Some of them straight up taste like battery acid.
Yes.
The new, I think it's like
The orange one's
is it, like,
good.
orange cream or something like that. Incredible. The
I haven't
orange
had that one.
Juice one's great. The CVS next to me at work has them, and I keep being afraid they're gonna sell out of them.
Oh my
Or
god.
like stop producing the flavor. So every time I go in, I'm like, I'm just gonna buy a dozen of them.
Hilarious.
There are things
Keegan's
about
just
me that nobody
bulk
should know
buying
about.
Monster energy drinks. This is one. I
Oh my
can't
God,
with
this is
energy
weird.
drinks. They just
Could it be that your mix in the stream is what's got the volume wrong instead
No,
of your input?
Yeah, so like I maxed out on my volumes like across the thing, and I was like, all right, well, I'm blowing out on Google but not on the stream.
it's okay. We can handle it.
Okay, cool. It looks like it randomly got fixed now, so we're not gonna question it. Forever ago, my cat vomited on the preamp for my mic, so sometimes she's just really moody for no clear reason, and it'll be like,
It cracks me up.
what if nobody could hear you? And it was like, all right, well, I need the preamp, so I don't know. I don't know. I need to buy a new one, but I know the second I buy a new one, he's gonna vomit on that too. So
You just gotta put that like higher up.
I don't know if you've owned a cat, Nevyn, but elevating something does not keep it away from a cat.
It does if you put it high enough. Put it in the ceiling, mount it on the wall.
I really should. I'm not gonna move all of my stuff around to show it off, but I have a bookshelf next to me, and he has a bed literally on top of it because he sleeps there all the time anyway. So there's nowhere near me I could put it.
Speaking of kitty cats,
it's Pascal.
This is the one. We get our one. Pascal comes to the stream.
That cat is so cute.
She's so cute.
So that's it for character creation. Like that's me, I guess.
That's part of you through the lens of this particular mechanic. Certainly. You talked a little bit earlier about you really wanted the character creation here to be snappy and quick. I imagine then we talked a little bit about it. People are going to die. You don't want them to have to worry about a lot of stats or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that you really wanted to have that you ended up cutting from the character creation in the interest of keeping it short? You just no, I'm Nevyn. I just crushed it in one. I just decided that I had 3 good ideas and they were perfect and I kept all 3.
Basically. Since I've played it more recently, I've had some ideas for stuff I might want to add.
Ooh.
I really like having wants and fears as aspects of characters. Whenever I'm running a game in general, if it's something where I'm going to want these people to role play, I like to add those because it's just an extra little dimension that you can add.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't think during our stream, I don't think the wants and fears came up at all.
Not even once.
There were we almost had one of my fears. We were so close, but the tunnel went up instead of down, so we were good.
See, so that was my mistake there.
It's okay. I didn't want to be scared.
It's something that even if it doesn't come up directly, if I don't pull on that string, those are both things for the players to keep in mind. Because okay, my character is afraid of baked beans on toast.
Honestly, a very valid fear.
It is
What if the toast
terrifying.
gets soggy?
It's a scary meal.
The British are
And my
so
character
fucked up.
wants desperately to I don't know, get into their boss's computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have been including something along the lines of like wants or like goals or
Yeah.
ulterior motives in most of my games since Skeletons, because it's great in that game.
Mm-hmm. So, well, I mean, this begs the question, Nevyn. What are the wants and fears of this character that we've made? What are some of yours?
Fear is being asked to do a password reset during all of this bullshit. Definitely don't want to deal with that.
Mm-hmm. Fair and valid.
I'm adding that to my character sheet. What would this character's want be though?
I don't have desires. I got everything I wanted already.
Keegan, please. I am a creature of desire and want.
The thing your character really wants is enough money to get all of the stretch goals.
That's it. Yeah.
There we go. If only my favorite TTRPG would fund to the fullest extent.
If only. I mean, it's probably something like get the fuck out of here. Or if we want to lean into the idea of like having something that will like having a want that the GM can like pull on to like make you do shit that's not smart to do.
Right.
It's probably like make sure I leave with my limited edition Figma or something like that.
Fantastic. This is very good.
Big my balls.
Somebody
had to say it, right? Somebody had to say Figma balls over that.
I'm so glad it was you. I like just over the moon that it was you.
Thank God for Keegan.
Yeah, thank you. I'll be here till the end of the stream.
Yay.
Excellent. That's it. That's our terrified little nerd.
I do like that. I feel like the terrified nerds in scary things are always the ones that like make cool shit happen, if that makes sense. Like,
or die horribly trying to make cool shit happen.
Of course they're gonna die horribly. Like no doubt, for sure. I'm sorry, you got no flesh. You're done. You're out.
Yeah. That's fine.
I don't think you can system administrate fucked up little dudes. But maybe you can
system administrate your way out of this.
Well, I guess you could manage the weird little dudes that are trying to like assimilate you into their.
You're like, no, y'all are doing this. Please divide up the work.
The lack of efficiency in this workflow is astonishing.
We have processes documented for this,
right?
You weird little gremlin.
Listen, we need to identify the risk of this task not being completed. Let's start there.
That's it.
Yeah, that's great. We're I feel like at a good point to go on a quick break and come back. As a reminder to chat, we're going to be answering questions. So if there's anything that you want to ask Nevyn right now on the spot, like resetting your password, go ahead and do that. And then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more and it'll be pretty great.
Cool. We'll be back. I clicked the unmute button right as Nevyn went.
I'm sorry, I have allergies.
It was great. Hey everyone, we're back.
We're back.
We were talking about bread and then Keegan decided to make me feel self-conscious.
You know.
Hey, but we were talking about bread.
We were talking about.
I'm really excited.
When the stream's over, Nevyn said they're going to make bread. This raises the thing. You have to talk about the G Fuel bread.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I've been baking bread for a while. I did not get into it when the pandemic started. I got into it when Jam and I went down to the beach for vacation. The house that we were staying at had some stuff to make bread with.
That's very fun.
And I really wanted to make bread. I started making the bread before realizing that the house did not have a kitchen scale, that the house barely had enough flour.
So it had
And before I knew how to interact with yeast, and also the yeast that was there was like a year old, so super dead. So the bread that I made was like really dense and like it was bread. It tasted fine.
I love that you were like, they had ingredients to make bread. They didn't have flour.
Right.
It was like, okay, that's sort of a big one.
No. They had barely enough flour. The real problem.
It's kind of like, it sounds like what you're describing to me is like how fizzy water is flavored. Like it had the hint of ingredients.
This was like this was bread product.
Yeah, this was the LaCroix of bread. I see what you're saying, Sarah.
This is the LaCroix of bread. Yes.
Yeah. So I tried to make focaccia, and it was definitely like, crunchy enough for focaccia. But the focaccia part of it was not there. To this day, I have still not.
This
is so incredibly cursed.
It's so cursed.
So I got into bread
doing
it
that.
says crunchy.
And then when we got back up, I was like, I had so much fun making this bread. I want to try and like make real bread. So I learned how to like actually make bread. I've been baking every ish weekend for I think 2 or 3 months now. Really just focusing on getting this like one recipe down, and I nailed it last weekend or the weekend before.
Very good.
So I'm gonna try it again to make sure that it wasn't a fluke today.
This is very good.
And early on in my bread making, I was fucking around and finding out, and I made bread with G Fuel. I couldn't sleep. I had some G Fuel, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I made some G Fuel bread. I did it twice. They were both bad.
You made it twice?
I had 2 different flavors.
I only knew about the blue one.
So I made a peach rings
Sonic the Hedgehog limited time peach ring, right?
No. The chili dog one is the limited one.
Okay. My bad.
Oh my god.
So the peach ring one actually it tasted like an artificially sweet bread. It was fine. It was passable as bread.
Edible. There was a level of crunchy to it that made me believe that it was bread.
The chili dog G Fuel bread. Worst thing I've ever created. And I made that has been called out.
That needs to be, if you haven't already, that needs to be a monster in your game.
Oh no. No.
It has to.
Chili cheese dog G Fuel bread.
Chili cheese dog bread.
Such a
that has gained sentience.
Specific horrible thing.
It has to. It has to. I'm sorry.
Crazy. I felt like peach rings came in that limited edition Sonic one, and I still think I'm right.
I still have the powder. I don't know what to do with it.
You definitely can't eat it. It's not legal in
it's not good.
Canada?
It's not California.
That's
no Canada. That's
it
right.
was Canada. I was like,
you can't buy G Fuel and have it shipped to Canada.
Fantastic. And Nevyn was like, but you know what you can do? Make bread product.
You can make bread. You can make a bread product with it. Yep.
One of the best breads, we're just going to talk about bread for a second. One of the best breads I've ever had was a peach zucchini bread.
Oh, so good.
It was so good. Like dangerous. Like I would have eaten all of it and it would have been the best. But that's what you should make instead.
One of my favorite things that I've made, I've got a recipe for milk bread that I really, really like. Don't have milk right now, or that's probably what I would make today. But milk bread, absolute banger.
F's in chat for no milk bread.
F's in chat.
Speaking of bread,
I am so excited to see where you go from speaking about bread.
Yeah, please. If it's not, let's talk about how we get this bread on Kickstarter.
Correct. That's exactly what I was going to do.
Yeah, talking about bread and winning it on crowdfunding
and
sites.
Getting that bread.
We did just talk about Your Space Everything's Fucked. We didn't talk about Dinocar, which I know is I know the crowdfunder for it's over, but we're not doing anything better. Talk about Dinocar.
Dinocar is Jam's the head of that project. It is an all ages TTRPG of chaotic art and city planning. In it, you go through a few phases. I see you've got it pulled up right there. You get a bunch of materials. You put some stuff together.
We're not talking about
sorry,
it,
I just saw what Rackrell said, and that's very funny. I did this on purpose. Dinocar is played out through a few phases. You create some natural landmarks and like paint a background. Then you put like human-made structures on top of it, and then you build roads, and then you go on a road trip, essentially. It is about making abstract art. It is about just like getting everyone involved in like the creative process and like making art that you could frame or put on the fridge. And I'm really, really excited for it. I think that Jam has done a fantastic job coming up with so much of this project, and like the layout that she's been working on is fantastic. And every single time we play it, we just like end up in a fit of laughter because it's so much fun.
Hell yeah.
This is very sweet. I like it a lot. Oh, go for it, Keegan.
No, I was like, I stole your I stole your segue so you can have it back.
I'm really glad that you did. It was very good because now I can remove myself from it. Because I would have laughed too hard and I wouldn't have been able to deliver the line. This is what we know about me.
It's called teamwork.
It's called teamwork. It makes the dream work. Nevyn, I want to talk to you about the space game. You've played it on stream several times. Is there any moment that like stands out to you as like, this is what this game's supposed to be? Like when you had that like, yes, they understood the assignment.
There were a couple of moments that we had during our game actually that I really, really liked. The moment where we had that poor sap who was taking care of like the cryo and like getting actual character interaction and like leaning into like how fucking sad and tragic this is was really, really choice. And I also really liked a team of amalgamated soccer players ripping Christian apart was very good.
It's very good. Some of the stuff I have is just like generally around like characters. Like obviously this is a space game, and obviously you're leaning into some tropes. Typically, when you're like playing this, I feel like it's pretty easy for players to lean into like horror tropes when playing it. Do you think that there are, when you play games, what are the tropes that you like to lean into? What ones do you think are overdone? What ones do you think aren't done enough?
I don't like actively think about tropes when I'm playing or like running things really. Like I don't have like a trope compass in my head. Right. But if I had to pick some stuff, I feel like Keegan can guess what I'm gonna say. So I think a constant theme among my work in the games that I play is capitalism bad.
Is bad. Do not like.
If there has to be like one trope, it's or theme rather, it's like the big bad is the people who want the money. It's a pretty universal constant. It's also like a core theme of You're in Space, like throughout it. I really like when it's always fun when characters are forced to be alone in a horror game. Splitting the party is something that I like actively encourage people to do in You're in Space. Yeah, that's my trope thoughts. I don't have too much to say on it, really.
I mean, that's fair. Like, I think a lot of the times when like building characters, whether it's, you know, for this game or whatever, there are certain like safe havens that everybody kind of goes to, whether it's like playing the tank or playing
Oh,
the like
thinking of-
smart girl. You know what I mean?
Thinking
Like,
about it like that, I really like to play the big dumb idiot that likes to fight. It's very fun to be like a boisterous meathead who's in it for the fun of combat. Like that's a really fun character. If I'm playing something for like a playtest for somebody or like a one shot, that is probably what I'm gonna lean towards.
bringing the himbo energy. We love himbos
Yeah,
here.
absolutely.
They're the best. They're the best ones. So good.
So good.
I think every time I've played like a game with you where you're not the DM, you've been like a woman from New Jersey. So I sort of expected that to be the answer.
Yeah, listen.
But we've only played some very specific games.
We've played like the Zone.
Yeah, it's been the Zone, Justicar, and Kitchen Nightmares were I think the three like where neither of us was a DM.
Yes, that is correct. Yeah. I mean, in Justicar, like it's a given that that's going to be the voice that I do.
Yeah,
fucking obviously that's the voice I'm gonna do.
Oh my gosh, so good.
Yeah, you were like big dumb idiot, and I was like, that doesn't line up. And then I was like, you know what? The games we've played.
There's a vibe. There's a time and a place for sure. And I feel like I'm finding more and more now as like I play. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make a new character, and it's like, nope, it's the same character. It just has a different face on it. That's okay.
Fine.
We're just gonna do our best.
It's absolutely fine and okay.
What's one of my other ones is who are some of your favorite characters throughout different forms of media? Like when you think like this character is the bomb.com, top 3.
What? Such a huge question.
I love that Sarah asked the world's most broad questions.
It's the best.
I'm standing to give Nevyn some space to think, but
God, I'm just gonna have to go based off of things that I've been watching recently.
fine.
Otherwise, this question would be impossible to answer. Love Ellen Ripley.
Him.
She's the GOAT. Absolute top tier.
Oh no.
Gosh, what have I been watching recently? We watched The Sea Beast last night. It's like a 2022 animated film, came out on Netflix. It has big like How to Train Your Dragon energy.
Okay.
Super good movie about monster hunters on the ocean. There's a character in that that was just like really fun, who I enjoyed. Man, this is
it's a broad question, but I'm always
such a broad question.
I get really excited with people's answers because people like
I actually really like Isaac Clarke in the Dead Space remake that just came out. Leon Kennedy is top notch, not because he's a great character, but because he is hot.
Very fair. I watched the first episode of Interview with a Vampire yesterday, which I'm not planning to keep up with, but like I was like, I hate all these characters, but damn.
Yeah, there's some nice to look at though.
I could watch that show on mute and it would be fine.
That's how I felt about what was Arrow. Like I'm watching it, I'm like, they won't cast an unattractive person in this show. This show is so bad.
Show, of course not.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen. You don't know what happened on the island, but like I was just waiting. I was just waiting for one of just somebody to be like marginally attractive, and they were like, "We won't do it. We won't do it." I was like, I can't believe this show. I'm over it.
Yeah, like I think those are some characters that I can think of right now because that was such a broad question.
Name 10 candy bars.
Fuck, I can't.
I mean, I feel like, yes, it is a very broad question, but there's a very specific reason that I ask it, because I think that there's always like in the back of our mind lurking like the characters either that we wish we were, or like a lot of the times they come from like when we were kids, you know what I mean? Like that first one where you were like, oh shit. And it's not like even like in a superhero kind of way, but just in like there is something about this identity that I will unwittingly program into myself and become forever. And like so, you know what I mean? So like asking that question, it's always interesting which ones like kind of bubble to the surface. And I'm gonna be honest, the answers have been buck wild. Like they are all over the place, and that's what I love about it.
I don't really like when I'm for lack of a better way to put it, when I'm like consuming media, I'm not necessarily like paying attention to individual characters for like while I'm doing it. Or the stuff that like sticks with me is the piece itself more than the individual characters. Like while I'm watching it, I'll be like, oh hell yeah, this character is great. Like watching Andor. So many moments with so many characters where I was like, hell yeah, this rules. I've been watching a lot of Star Wars recently. So Mandalorian, it's like, hell yeah, Mandalorian, this dude kicks ass. I like all these side characters too. But when I'm like separated from it, when I've got time away from it, it's difficult for me to like remember individual characters. And I'm more thinking about like, what was this piece as a whole doing? How do I feel about this? Do I remember any like key moments? It's less like character stuff for me and more the thing as a whole.
Right, the larger narrative at play. I'm glad that you brought up the Mandalorian because maybe you guys can... Keegan, are you watching the Mandalorian? Do you care about Space Daddy?
Hey, so I just realized another episode of it came out 4 days ago and I haven't watched it. And I'm not in a rush, but it's fine.
I'm up to date.
Okay, you're up to date. So I was watching, and like obviously we have Space Daddy. That's fine. But who is Space Mommy? Because now we've been introduced to several candidates throughout the show, and
I mean,
we need to make this decision.
I mean,
listen, this is what I want to know.
It's got to be Bo-Katan.
See, that's my thing. I was like, but I don't know if they're just kind of forcing that on us, or if that's really the answer.
She's always been like this. So Bo-Katan is in the Clone Wars animated series. Fun fact. Same actress in the live action, which I just think is great. I love that they did that. She should technically be like 20 years older than she is in this.
Right.
We don't care. Okay. Katie Sackhoff can play anything she wants, and I'm fine with it. I watched all of Battlestar Galactica.
Absolutely.
I watched all of Another Life.
But no, I mean, her, obviously.
I mean, I guess. I feel it feels very heavy-handed. Like I just have to accept that this is gonna be our Space Mommy, and I don't know how I feel about it. That's all I'm saying.
Who else would it be?
Well, I don't know. That's the thing about it, though, because it feels like I wasn't given another option. Like she's just coming in,
She's there.
I guess, but like that just feels like weak story, right? And then
there's not enough mommy in this.
We could have been given.
This show sucks.
Listen, we have
very, very, very lightly shows up on the Mandalorian.
She
was for Book of Boba Fett, but
yeah, for sure.
I would accept Ming-Na Wen. That's all I have to say.
I would also accept Finnick if she shows back up.
I don't know if she's gonna. Maybe. But that's what I'm saying, is I would just like to have more options. And not saying that Bo-Katan's not the best. Not saying that she's not dope as hell. I'm just saying, is she my Space Mommy?
You just want more choice, that's all.
Yeah, I just would like more options in my Space Mommy pool.
It's fine. It's okay.
Is it okay?
I'm not going to tell you it's not.
Very good. Very, very good. Those are all the questions I have. I'm gonna be really honest.
The most important questions.
I've just ended on the one that is deepest to my heart right now.
You know, if I'm looking at other sci-fi or like space media, another Space Mommy comes to mind, and that's just Shodan, honestly, from System Shock. The evil AI that calls you worthless meat.
There you go. That's a vibe. It's a vibe for sure.
She could and would kill me. It would be okay.
Keegan knows this about me, and I'm pretty sure we've talked about it several times. Generally the space horror genre is one that I'm like, nope. With even in the new episode of The Mandalorian, there was a critter that like skeeved me out, and I was like on the couch, like nope. Like I don't like that.
Oh, yeah, there were some weird little guys in the latest one.
Yeah, there's the weird little guy, and I couldn't, and I noped out. And so this is always like it's interesting because it's a fun place to play in with like the space horror stuff, but I'm completely unconnected to any actual space horror lore. Yeah. So I'm just like, I don't know, I'm gonna do some weird shit over here, and everyone's like, that's literally the plot of Annihilation, Sarah. And I'm like, well, I don't know.
I'm so
I never knew not once.
Annihilation.
It was really good. I did love it. For the record. We're all here together and we can talk about it on stream, that it was very, very good. Nevyn, thanks for coming and talking to us about some space horror stuff. Thanks for having a cool game. Yeah, hey, this has been delightful.
Thanks to everyone who helped us get to make a cool game.
It's pretty sick. I know we've got the link on our overlay for folks who haven't backed it yet. You silly geese, go do it so we can get some cool stuff like G Fuel bread monsters.
I'm glad. I just want to say we were like, okay, cool. We built a character. Let's go to break. Then we came back and we're like, bread, the Mandalorian. Okay, we're all done.
We did just hit 29K. So
yay!
1,000 more, and we get weird bread monsters.
Woo!
And mean bean monster. I guess I don't remember what the other thing we said.
It was bread monster had to be a thing. Oh crap! What was the other thing? Yeah, 100%.
I said I was going to do something as an item.
Oh, that's right. Crap.
We'll remember it later in a fever dream. I'll wake up in a cold sweat.
And
we could watch this video back, but we will not.
I won't
edit it, but that's fine.
Keegan, a note for you. Thanks everybody in chat for being here. Nevyn, before we go, where can the people find you on the internet?
Yeah, so first off, you can find Spacefucked at bytes.rip/Spacefucked. Go and back it. Tell your friends to back it. We still have like a month left. So let's see how big we can get that number. Get some extra stretch goals and stuff. You can find all of the stuff that we do at dinoberrypress.com. If you go to dinoberrypress on Twitter, you can find links to both myself and Jam from there. That's it. That's all of our stuff.
Awesome. Keegan, do we have anything to announce on
if
the
we
plus
do,
one friend?
Tony didn't put it on the schedule, so I don't know.
Rip.
So we may or may not ever stream again. Who knows?
We probably will. I believe in us. We've got some exciting stuff coming up. I think it's a ways out, but we were planning some Triangle Agency shenanigans, some different Down We Go shenanigans. Keep an eye out. Those things are happening.
Cool.
I'm very excited. Well, maybe. Who knows? We'll be back with character study with a different person.
In a month.
And I will ask them also more awkward questions. It'll be pretty great.
Be sure to ask about space mummies.
Only if it's relevant, Nevyn.
Nope. You got to make it relevant every time now.
Every time. Well, we didn't talk about Batman in this one, so I feel like that was the trade-off. It's either Batman or Space Mom.
We're talking about Batman now. Batman's super cool.
I love Batman. Nevyn.
Batman
is the ultimate space mummy.
I'm gonna wave to the camera and say goodbye to everyone while they talk about Copman.
Enjoy your pizza.
Bye.
And yeah.